We've seen you on stage, on film, on television, extraordinary acting career, and now you have a book of poems called Dumpty. What possessed you to do this?
You know, it's the last thing I ever thought I would end up doing. I have been writing verse for kids. I've got 9 children's books. So that was kind of my springboard. I did have occasion to perform for a huge audience at the Public Theater in Central Park. I rewrote the lyrics to a Gilbert and Sullivan Patter song with a political spin to them. And even then, it didn't occur to me to write this, but my literary agent, he caught wind of this and said, "No, there's an idea for you." And it just, I don't know, I agreed with him.
You ran with it.
Besides which, I have strong political feelings, but I'm not really a political activist. I don't speak out a lot. I leave that to journalism and politicians. They are delightful. Shall I read you one?
I would love a dramatic reading, please.
I'll read you a short one. This is Trumpty Dumpty Part 3. And as you see, it's fairly late in the book, so I'm getting a little angry. Okay. Trumpty Dumpty wanted more power. Legal constraints made him cranky and sour. Revered institutions and customs could fall as long as he got his preposterous wall. He peevishly called for a government shutdown with wages and services drastically cut down. His folly came off as an unfunny joke when thousands of federal workers went broke. The face-off in Congress was not even close. He was handily snookered by Nancy Pelosi. He angrily mounted a counterinsurgency, launching a spurious national emergency. Trumpty Dumpty thus had begun his maniacal trashing of Article 1. He's a rampant gorilla let loose from the zoo, your chief executive, working for you.
I have to say, your rhymes throughout the book get more and more creative as it goes on.
Yes.
I think the angrier you get, the more interesting and intricate the rhyming.
Who knows? Maybe there's a connection. Now,
you also recently wrote an op-ed for the New York Times, and you criticized the president for being a bad entertainer. What do you mean by that?
Well, entertainment is of course, it's different for different people. Trump's supporters, his base, the people who gather at his rallies, thinks he puts on a fantastic show. You know, he'll go on for 90 minutes and he's out to entertain them and he entertains them. To me, it's vulgar, grotesque, and politically appalling.
In a world where so many things are so serious, this week we're dealing with Syria and the Kurds. We're hearing the media portrayed as fake news. We're tackling a lot of deep, serious issues. Where does satire come in?
Well, it's a very good question. I think satire is absolutely essential right now. I mean, my great heroes are the late-night comics. I watch them religiously. I almost can't go to sleep at night without watching Stephen Colbert. I have to see a brilliant comedian make jokes that are fueled by anger, make you laugh, but also just sort of heighten your consciousness. It's very interesting because I think the Trump phenomenon has sharpened journalism and it's sharpened comedy.
You've talked about how this wasn't meant to convince anyone of anything. Why not? And what is it for then?
Well, it's the person who's convincing people about what a terrible presidency is. The one person who's doing the best job of demonstrating that fact is Donald Trump. And I'm simply making fun of Donald Trump to remind people of how egregious he is. And meantime, every day he's doing something else that's better, there's more and more evidence. And the evidence is piling up. I do believe, it's karma. It's finally going to come back and punish him. He's not going to survive this. Even if he's president for the next 5 years. Ultimately, he's not going to survive this. History is going to call him the worst president we've ever had. There's no way he's going to escape that.
I have to ask, you have another upcoming project, the highly anticipated film Bombshell,
yes,
where you've portrayed a lot of real world people, Winston Churchill. You did Bill Clinton on Broadway.
That's right, yeah.
And now you're stepping into Roger Ailes. What was that like? And how did it compare to other real life characters you've played?
Well, it was by far the most exciting job. I mean, these have been two amazing projects, The Crown, playing Winston Churchill, and Bombshell, playing Roger Ailes. Of course, they're completely different, but I do wear a fat suit in both of them. I don't know, this one, its subject is so immediate and exciting. It's a real woman's picture. The great stars of the film and the stories, the most compelling stories are Megyn Kelly, Gretchen Carlson, the women of Fox who were behind the fall of Roger Ailes. I'm not entirely sympathetic, although I tried my darndest to give you a fully rounded portrait of that man. I'm in the business of empathy, and in playing the part, I tried to extend my empathy even to him. And even as we were doing it, we knew this is going to be something, this is going to be important.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here, and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.